Hey guys, it's Blockchain Bernie here, broadcasting live from fabulous Las Vegas. This is another AMA. I lost count of, the how many instance of my AMA this is. I would say at least the fifth or sixth or something. And yeah, I'm doing my regular updates on progress of our Xandeum project here. We're building that scalable storage layer for the Solana chain, as most of you know. And in order to support that storage layer, I also mentioned that we're going to launch a liquid staking pool on Solana really soon. It's going to be super innovative in the sense that we will only delegate our SOL to such validators that have committed themselves to run the Xandeum storage layer software later on. But it will have a few other innovations that I set out in one of my past videos. So yeah, so those are all the things that are going on right now. And I've asked you, do you want an AMA again? I think right now the schedule is like every 6 weeks I have an AMA. I'm always happy to say hi to new guys on the community. So if you haven't heard of us, you're new to the community, welcome. We're really a welcoming community here. We're helping everyone on our Discord. So if you don't know how to get on our Discord and become part of the community, just go to Xandeum.com, and on the top right corner, you can sign up for our Discord, for our X, and for our email list. And especially the email list is super important. We also have the pNode sales upcoming. So with the Xandeum storage layer, it's kind of a second layer of Solana accounts, but they are scalable, scalable by storage capacity. And that's because storing the actual data is being offloaded off of the validators to a special network of pNodes. We have our first version of our technical documentation ready under docs.xandeum.org. Check it out if you're technically interested. And we're still working on that pNode network. But in the meantime, we will be launching that liquid staking pool, and couldn't be more excited about that. All right, so that was my my little intro. And now let's just dive right into the AMA. I'm seeing the questions here. Michael says, hola, hola. I see Abdubada, hello from Algeria. Absolutely, man. I'm so excited people from Algeria are here. We had one in the last AMA. I think you're probably the same guy. Robert Hetchka, guten Abend, guten Abend. It's still morning here, but either way. Barry Conway, hi Bernie, Eco. Hello, Bernie from Nigeria. Absolutely. I love Nigeria here. We want to be decentralized and inclusive from all different nations, right? So I love seeing Algeria, Nigeria here. I know we have so many from India, from Sri Lanka. So awesome to see you guys here. And from the Algarve, I think we had that last time as well. Mexico, that's awesome. Where about in Mexico, by the way? Indonesia, also great to see. Yeah. So Dochi is asking how much will be the cost for a pNode. So as I mentioned, that will be an affordable thing, right? So with the validator nodes right now, we sold the last one that was available for $7,000 recently. Super excited. Thanks for whoever bought them. The next 7 are available at $7,500. And while we're not advertising them at this moment, I'll make it no secret. It is the best way and the cheapest way to get to participate in anything Xandeum is doing. Because you have that VNode to run a validator node. You will also get a 1 million points, which, allows you to participate in the pNode and in the liquid staking pool and everything, right? So, but your question was, what would be the cost of a pNode? That will be affordable for anyone. I think I mentioned a few times it's going to be below $100, and I'll leave it at that because the details will come out as soon as we launch it. Then Guy Gosselin, during recent videos, you mentioned that the Solana validators would run the Xandeum software. You know, the exact details of this are being worked out right now, right? We want to, it is our goal to run everything on the Solana validators, and that there will be a special software running as a sidecar, right? So that sidecar is super important so that the Solana validators can just install a sidecar to process the Xandeum transactions and get all these extra rewards for these, right? And of course, anyone who owns a Xandeum node will profit off of that, right? So as soon as we have all the technical details worked out, we will do the commercial details, or work out the commercial details so that anyone that bought a Xandeum node will, of course, participate in whatever we're doing there and whatever the Solana validators are doing there. And but we want to integrate that because we feel that is the best way in the long run for all of us, and especially for the ones that have purchased nodes, founders nodes, platinum nodes. The common term for these two is a VNode, a validator node. They will be the ones that supported us from early on, and they have all the benefits that are laid out in our light paper, which you can still find on our website. So, I mentioned that, and that's the goal, but there will still be details to be worked out, right? And we will publish these as soon as we go. But for now, we have the liquid staking pool, which will be awesome, which will help us, by the way, also not only to get our name out in the Solana community and for the Solana community learn about the upcoming storage layer. It will also help us for people that have Sol and want to profit off of the storage layer, they can do that. It'll help us, getting tokens listed, which is also an awesome experience for us. And then we will learn how we can merge the Solana thing with the Xandeum layer into the Solana chain. As I mentioned, I have applied for a speaker assignment in Singapore for the annual Solana Breakpoint conference, which is going to be in Singapore this year. I hope I will get that speaker slot there, and we're also a sponsor of the Solana Breakpoint event, and it'll be so much easier for us to really become, one of the most relevant blockchain projects if we do it with the momentum that Solana has, right? Rather than building our own chain and trying to get that whole momentum on our own, right? So that's the reason we want to do it with the Solana team. We want the Solana mainnet validators to run our software. We don't know if they want it. Maybe they don't want. Maybe we need a Solana change request called SIMD in order to do that. Maybe that doesn't go through. So we still have both options open. And at some point, we will decide which way it goes. And I think even the Breakpoint conference in Singapore will help making that decision. And then we will have all the details, and first the technical details, and then also the commercial details. But again, of course, there will be no such thing as, if you have a Xandeum VNode, it's just going to be forfeited or anything. That will not happen, of course. All right, so This had been briefly discussed in December, but has a decision now been taken? Yeah, so that's what I just talked about. Not yet, so still technical details to be worked out. And I urge you, Guy, to read that docs.xandeum.org, where we have the first draft of the technical documentation. So there are still some things to be worked out. So there are some chapters in there that say, hey, you know, content coming soon. So we're still working on that, and let you guys know as soon as we have something. All right, Uwe, hey, greetings from Liechtenstein. Greetings back to Liechtenstein. Cornell, the first pNodes will run on Windows. Yeah, so we decided to develop the Windows client software first, but likely it won't be much of a difference in timing, right? We've heard so many people that say, hey, we want to have it on Unix/Linux. So we hear you, and we're Linux fans ourselves, of course. So, but still, the first ones will run on Linux. But then, you know, it won't be short. It won't be long after that point in time that we have it for the other platforms as well, which is Unix compatible systems such as Linux or Mac OS. Okay, hey to France also. Querétaro, Mexico. Okay, I don't know where that is, but yeah, greetings to Querétaro. Karen, Augustin, hey Bernie. In the current bull market, altcoins are having a hard time. Do you think the same will happen to XAND tokens? You really think altcoins are having a hard time? I mean, Bitcoin is struggling also. Everyone thinks like, well, it's going to new all-time highs and boom, boom, boom. It's you know, it's hovering at the low 60s, low 60,000s for a while now, right? It's probably like around 62,000 as we speak. Yeah, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say it's a hard time. It's just like, man, there has been such a bull run, and people want to take profits, right? And you know, it's a good thing to do, right? Don't keep everything invested and, you know, have 99% of your net worth in Sol or in anything. People are selling parts of their holdings, and that makes room for a more consistent bull run to come, which, you know, most likely, and, you know, this is all not investment advice, of course, just for entertainment purposes, but, you know, I feel we're having an election year, and we see so many signs here that the economy might finally be slowing down a little bit, which creates room for the Fed to actually move ahead with their rate cuts that have been, you know, so long expected. So, yeah, so no, I see a bright future over the next 12 months or so for altcoins, and actually, me personally, I don't see many dark clouds there for altcoins from here on, right? And there has been, yeah, a little bit of a pullback, and, you know, with altcoins, pullbacks can be, you know, if you have like a DAO stock or something, a pullback is like 5%. With altcoins, it can be like 50%, right? Because everything's more volatile in the crypto space. Okay. How many pNodes can one person buy from the VIP list? That's a great question. Probably a lot, but there will be some limitation, because, you know, what we want is decentralization, right? We don't want to have one person to own like 90% of the pNode network. But, you know, you will be able to buy quite a lot. It won't be a, you know, like 1 or 10 or something like that, right? We will work that out. Okay, Karen again. Someone asked me recently whether he can sell his VNodes. Can you answer his question, please? Well, as always said in the light paper, there is no way to sell the VNodes. Some people might think they can get around it in some way, but I can only warn of that because there will be some later things and some things you can only do with that wallet that you bought the VNodes with. But that said, with the upcoming liquid staking pool that we have, there might be an opportunity to get some of your XAND holdings, if they're coming from a VNode, and convert them into something that's related to our liquid staking pool, and there will be the airdrop, and there will be listings. And don't ask me for all these details here because the details are not out yet. So I just want to stay a little bit fuzzy here. But it might definitely be possible if someone has invested in buying VNodes. They obviously have some XAND that they collected on that. And we definitely are working on having an opportunity soon when the liquid staking pool launches to be able to sell a part of that and get a little bit of cash back on the investment that you guys made back in the day, or alternatively lock it up for some more time for some greater opportunities even, right? So depending on how different people, depending on different situations that different people might be in, but we absolutely see that we want to create an opportunity to liquidate some of your holdings, right? Okay. Wonders of the world. How will the liquid staking pool work? Can I swap XAND tokens there? Can I get 1-for-1 XAND LST tokens? So that's what I just said in a little bit of fuzzy terms, and unfortunately I have to stay a little bit fuzzy here. But yeah, there might be an offering where you can use your XAND tokens in combination with the wallet that you bought the VNodes with, right? So it's not just XAND tokens that you have from a friend or something like that. It has to come from a VNode directly with that same wallet address. And then you can swap some of your XAND for some of the tokens that will be there in connection with the liquid staking. And yeah, I can only tease it here and, create a little bit of suspense that there will be some opportunities there. And I find that's really exciting. And we want to reward the community as much as we can, and also the ones that bought those VNodes and have their XAND in their wallet. So there will be a way to do that, and how it's all going to work. And look, please stay tuned, right? So that's all I can do right now, create a little bit of suspense. All right, Barry, can we participate in AI data storage, or are we limited to the blockchain? Well, you need a little bit elaborate on what you mean by that. So we can store any kind of data here. But it's, we store it with blockchain guarantees, right? It's basically stored on the Solana chain. We use the Solana security layer. It's offloaded to the pNodes that will, in one way or the other, become part of the Solana blockchain. And what data that is, you would need to elaborate what exactly you mean with AI data storage. Okay, Michael, earning XAND every day from my VNodes is perfect. I use one license to run a validator. What is the best recommendation to do with the other VNodes? I think you can run up to 6 validators in the Devnet, if I'm not mistaken. So Brad would still be the best person to reach out to on our Discord for that. And then otherwise, yeah, with your VNodes, you've earned those, and there will be an opportunity to do something with your XAND in connection with the liquid staking pool. And even after the liquid staking pool, there will be some other opportunities to lock them up. So I had that question also. These things will come, locking them up for additional benefits. And yeah, so these are all the things you can do with it. Colin Tippin, hi Bernie. I invested through Investment Mastery and have 4 nodes. For those of us who are relatively new to crypto and Xandeum, how do we maximize our support for you and maximize our ROI? So there are lots of offerings, right? And thanks for that question, Colin. As I mentioned, the best way is always to get as many VNodes as you can, because that will be the single best way, doing all the math, right? And for the pNodes and for everything we do in the liquid staking pool, we always make sure that the VNode holders, even at the current price of $7,500, will get the best deal, period, right? So that's the best deal. But then also, obviously, take part in the pNode once the pNode sale starts, which will be shortly after the liquid staking pool starts, right? Support our liquid staking pool, right? Stake some SOL with our liquid staking pool, and there will be a rewards token, right? As so many liquid staking pools on Solana, there is a separate rewards token, which can also be used for governance of the liquid staking pool. So that rewards token, that's the plan, will be listed real soon. There will be, there might be an airdrop for these things depending on the points. So always maximize your points. Go to points.xandeum.org, which is our points program. Do all the points, get all the points that you can. And by the way, part of that is liking this video, subscribing to my channel, leaving a comment. I don't even know if the live chat is enabled. Can you still leave comments on the video? I'm not sure. If so, our points software just grabs the comments from YouTube using YouTube's API. So do all that. That will maximize your ROI. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Robert Hetschker, or maybe sounds German, Robert Hetschker. In the Devnet, I pay for the server, 103 euros. What can I earn with a validator at Xandeum? Are there any comparable projects that are already underway? So what you earn with a validator at Xandeum on the Devnet, well, you know it already, right? You get your XAND tokens, and you don't have a XAND valuation yet. You might figure one out soon, because there will be that rewards token of the liquid staking that we're going to list soon, and there will be a limited offer to swap some of your XAND into that rewards token. So you might be able to figure that out soon. Are there any comparable projects that are already underway? That's a tough one for me, right? So obviously, what is comparable, right? I don't think anyone else is working on a scalable storage layer for smart contracts at all. So I've looked into all of the different projects and storage projects that are out there. So nothing really compares to us. And also, by the way, with the liquid staking pool, there will be so much innovation in there. And I mentioned that in my last video. How do rewards work on liquid staking pools? And we are having a way to share the validators' block rewards, right? And those are the rewards that usually go only to the validator, right? So you get your 7-point-something% APY, your annual percentage yield, from the validator for voting, right? But for creating the blocks, what the validator does, that all goes to the validator directly. And those are the priority fees. And the priority fees are crazy high recently on Solana, because Solana is being used like crazy. So people need to pay priority fees to get their transactions through, right? So all these only go to the validators, and there's no simple way to share these, right? But we found a way in a liquid staking pool to share these. So we have a little tool there, which is called Yield Defender. And that might be released open source really soon. And with that tool, all the validators that we delegate to from our pool, they will share their block rewards with you, and they will share their MEV rewards in a better way, because the Jito MEV rewards are shared in a not optimal way right now, because they're not automatically being restaked. So our Yield Defender tool, which is an integral part of the liquid staking pool that we're launching, will have all these features. So yeah, so we are really, really innovative, and I don't know of anything that would compare to that. I hope that answers your question. Bro Barry, please send me ref, whatever that means. Michael, does XandeumLabs have maybe a special offer for the Solana Breakpoint for Platinum VNode holders? Michael, I would say we're thinking about that. So there might be something we can help for the not so much for the travel and accommodation, but maybe with the entrance tickets. Yeah, so just get back to us on Discord. Maybe do a DM to Brad or Felix there, and we might be able to help actually. Yeah, because we're a sponsor, right? So we're a sponsor of Breakpoint, so we might be able to help. Alan Morris, hey Bernie, I have 3 platinum nodes. I don't have them validating yet on the Devnet. Should I just wait for you to go live with the mainnet to validate? What are the advantages of me going live now? It would have been great in the first 6 months because there was that boost factor. Right now, there's just I think it's a 2x boost factor. Not sure if Brad's on the call here right now. I think it's 2x. So it's not terribly high. If you're, I would say if you want to gain experience and learn how it all works and how to run a server, how to install the validator software, how to keep it going, you should do it, and you get some XAND rewards for that, and I'm sure these XAND rewards will pay off, right? And they will pay off big time, right? Again, no investment advice here or anything, but I think it will be a great deal if you run your validator reliably. But if you're kind of reluctant and say, well, it's too much effort for me, you're fine, just waiting until mainnet is there. So yeah, my answer to that is just, it depends, right? It really depends on yourself. What are your priorities? All right, GD 1986, hey Bernie, greetings from Austria. Will there be a LinkedIn integration in the point system? Do you have Camino update for us? Do you stake your Camino? All right, great questions. For the LinkedIn, yeah, we haven't been promoting LinkedIn that much, and yeah, I'm not sure, right? I was thinking we can only focus on so many channels here, so no LinkedIn yet. We might at some point, but somehow, yeah, I don't know. We need to focus, right? We have our X and Discord and email. And YouTube, and those are our channels at the time, right? So it's unlikely we expand into LinkedIn anytime soon. But great question. And the update on the Camino, yeah, let me do another video for that. I was a little bit disappointed for the market cap and the KMNO price, right? I would have expected more there. Yeah, and maybe since I'm disappointed, I didn't have the energy to come up with another video. Yeah, but let me do that. I'm not staking my Camino at this point in time. Maybe I should. I look into that. But yeah, what was it, 17,000 KMNO, which came out of 2.3 or 3 million points. Yeah, times, what is it, 3 cents right now? So I would have expected more there, given the other airdrops that came before that. So yeah, let's see. Ian, hi Bernie, are you planning on listing XAND on websites such as CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap for token pre-sale? At some point, yes, but we decided to practice listing all these things with another token, and that will be the rewards token of the liquid staking pool, right? So that token will be on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap real soon. It will be listed on decentralized exchanges. You will be able to swap some of your XAND. At least I hope. It's not a promise here, right? But that's our plan as of today, to offer an opportunity for node holders, VNode holders, to swap some of their XAND holdings for that new rewards token, and that rewards token is going to be listed, and we're going to see it in CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, etc. So for all of you that don't have a node yet, a validator node yet, please go to Xandeum.com and check it out. Go to get.xandeum.com. Node owners and only node owners will be able to swap some of their XAND for that new token, and that will be listed really, really soon. So it's a great opportunity. And yeah, what can I say? All right, so wonders of the world. Bernie, what does a typical working day look like for you with all the topics that are in the air and with the team working remotely? Yeah, the team is working remotely, but Kaveen is here right now for 5 weeks. So it's a wonderful trip for him, coming from Sri Lanka to work here in Vegas with me. And actually today, Felix is arriving from Salt Lake City here in Vegas tonight. Brad is arriving tomorrow. So, but a typical working day, it is crazy with all the things that are going on, and yeah, with all the topics, as you're right? So I'm still the technical founder, so I'm the one coordinating everything on the development side and on the product side. What features will the product actually have? And I can tell you it's a crazy amount of overhead in running the business with so many different things, and also all the legal framework and the different legal entities and stuff like that. So yeah, these are crazy days, and I don't even know what a typical working day looks like. And for some time now, I've been starting at 6 a.m. and have my time from 6 to 9 where I'm undisturbed from all the noise that's going on later in the day, and working on the architecture of the storage layer and these things. So that's where this first draft of the technical documentation came out of. Again, the docs.xandeum.org. And then after that, it's, managing the team and the front-end development, the back-end development, the architecture of the storage layer, and, all these different administrative things, which are just crazy, right? So, all right, Michael, when will we know about the ratio points to XAND, or maybe you can give us a small teaser for the ratio? Okay, so that also all depends on the number of points that are actually being made. So there's an allocation. And the first airdrop, right, for points won't be the XAND. It will be that other token, right? And which is the rewards token for the liquid staking pool, right? So you will get these tokens. And actually, why am I holding back with the name of the token for you guys? It's going to be called XNDE, right? And XNDE stands for Xandeum, also just as XAND. But XNDE also goes that same way with rewards token for liquid staking pools on Solana, right? So one of the popular liquid staking pools is Mainnet. So their rewards token for liquid staking is called MNDE, right? And then we have Solblaze, another a popular liquid staking pool, and their rewards token is BLZE, right? And we just wanted to be in that kind of I don't know. We want it to sound similar so that everyone just gets, oh, this is a rewards token for liquid staking, right? So that's why it's called XNDE. And the first airdrop, if we ever do an airdrop, right? And still, there's no promise here. But if we ever do one, the first one will be for XNDE, right? So you will have double use of your points, right? First for the XNDE, and then later for the XAND token. And the ratio will depend on how many points we make, right? So and that was the same for Camino, right? There's just an allocation of XNDE tokens for the airdrop. So this will be this and that many XNDE tokens, and they will be awarded proportionally to the points that are there, right? So the more points you make, and the higher the percentage of points compared to the total points that have been given out, the higher your allocation will be for both the XNDE tokens and the XAND tokens. All right, hope that helped. Then Barry again, regarding my AI question, I was just aware that the vast amount of data storage is necessary. Are there any limiting features on the amount of data we can store? More validator nodes, for instance. So that's the whole point of our storage layer, right? It is scalable by storage capacity, right? And we've done all the math for the performance and stuff like that. Even if we have millions of pNodes out there, we will be able to manage them using the ZK proofs and the Merkle proofs that the pNodes will be able to send back to the validator nodes. We can handle millions of pNodes with several terabytes each. We will use erasure codes that are really efficient, so that we don't, even if we want like a redundancy of 17, we don't have 17x requirement of the storage space, but maybe just 2 point something, right? With the latest algorithms for erasure codes that are out there. So we will be able to store petabytes and petabytes of data and, validate all the transactions that is managing that storage right within Solana smart contracts. And that is the innovation there, so that we can finally build apps, dApps, real Web3 apps that can, access Solana accounts and access the Xandeum buckets just the same way natively in that smart contract, with, unlimited scalability with regards to storage capacity. So that's the whole purpose of why we are here, right? Okay. Don, I have some platinum nodes, but I don't think I'm making the most of my investment. How do I earn from these? I'm not a technical person. I need help. Thanks. So, Don, again, what I've said here, if you're not really a technical person, I mean, you could run a validator, a physical validator node on our Devnet. You can reach out to our team there on Discord, reach out to Brad, especially if you need help with that. But otherwise, there's no special need for special help here, because what I all just said is it's all in the works. It's all in the works, and the liquid staking pool, the XNDE token, you will be able to swap some XAND that you got out of your validator node for XNDE, profit off of that. So it's all in the works, and we're really on the cusp of getting this done. Okay, on the XF engagement tracker, Xandeum Foundation engagement tracker, are we allowed to get my referral code be used by more than one person? Sorry about this very basic question. The referral code, obviously, yeah, we would be psyched if your referral code is being used by 1 million people, right? So that's what the referral code is for. We'd like to ask you to refer as many people as you can to engage with us, and you get all your referral points. for these. I hope this was the question that you have. Otherwise, all questions regarding points engagement tracker, Felix is the guy to go. You find him on Discord. All right, wonders of the world. What does it depend on to swap XAND tokens into the rewards token on the approval of the platforms? What does it depend on? No, it depends on nothing, right? It's just, we just need to, finalize everything that we need here on our end, right? We need a lot of software to do that. We need a lot of legal setup to do that. We need a lot of partnerships with other platforms on the Solana chain. I mentioned Sanctum. I think I mentioned Armada as well. Yeah, so no, there's nothing you need to do except from wait until we're ready. All right, when are the pNodes being released? Directly after the liquid staking pool is live, so there will be no delay there, right? So we want to have the liquid staking pool live. We want to have the XNDE token listed. We want to have that XSOL, right, which is the liquid staking token. So if you stake some SOL liquidly with our pool, you will get XSOL in return, which is the Xandeum SOL. And as soon as all that is there, and hopefully within the next 1 or 2 months, then the pNodes sale will start, and you will be able to to run your pNodes and help us, get through the remaining development stages of the pNode network. Al Morris, hi again, Bernie. What is the date for us going live? Exchanges, and if we have to lock up our coins as validator holders for the XAND token, will be 12 months lockup with monthly releases. Yeah, again, there, if there was anything fixed that I can announce here, I'm announcing it, the exact same moment. The date for going live exchanges, I said, if we're going live, it will be the XNDE token first. It will be relatively soon, within the next 1 or 2 months. And regarding the lockup, there will be different things. I like the idea that Cheeto had, releasing 50% unlocked and then vesting the other 50% linearly over the next 12 months. So that is definitely something we want to go, but again, there's no promise here or anything because nothing is announced yet, and we're still thinking on how to figure out the details, especially legally and things like that. Wonders of the world. Can I run a pNode from my smartphone? In other projects, there are types of phones that are also nodes. Absolutely. So that is the goal. In some projects, you can just do it in a browser. So then that would work like that. I had a video about the OR project. So they have a browser-based miner there. So you can do that in a browser, and then, since every phone has a browser, you can do it right there. There might also be an Android app there that might be more efficient because obviously the Android app can access more of your storage on the phone than the browser can. But yeah, that should definitely be possible. And is there such a big market for pNode operators? I can't even imagine that here in Germany. Such a big market for pNode operators. So the market we're in is, entrepreneurs that build dApps, right? They build apps on the blockchain. And right now, they cannot build apps that need a lot of storage. But think about apps in Web3. They all need a lot of storage, right? No matter what app, whether it's, Airbnb, eBay, Twitter, whatever successful apps you have out there, and even if it's like only moderately successful apps, right? They have what, 1 million customer. Each customer needs what, a megabyte, right? So that's already a terabyte of data, right? So all apps need a lot of data, and the blockchain, since Ethereum, we can develop apps on the blockchain, but we can only develop apps that don't need storage. Think about, suddenly startups can build apps on the blockchain, real apps that have storage, just as any other app outside of the blockchain, right? Think about the size of that market. It's, yeah. And I don't know what you mean by market for pNode operators. The market is apps. The market is apps that run on the blockchain, and suddenly all of these apps can be built on the blockchain. There will be startups that do that. Think about a startup like HiveMapper. They store a lot of data, but even them, even because they are kind of Solana, right? They have a Solana token that they reward you with, but they cannot store all their data on the blockchain, right? They store it on AWS. They would be happy if they can store that on the blockchain and be a real blockchain project, right? So with all these apps coming, they all need to store their data. They don't all need to store their customer data. So and the only blockchain that will be possible with is Xandeum, right? And Xandeum sends it all to the pNodes. And yeah, that's where the market comes from. I hope that's become clear. Don, what do we need to do to prepare to receive the XNDE? Do we need to have a Sol-based wallet, e.g. Phantom? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the XNDE is just another so-called SPL token. So yeah, you need a Sol-based wallet. Phantom is the one that we've traditionally been recommending. If I would start now, I'd probably recommend Solflare. I like them even more recently than Phantom. Even the Brave wallet supports Sol. So yeah, there's lots of Sol-based wallets out there. And yeah, you need one of them to receive the XNDE. Michael, so next to the new rewards token XNDE will be the XAND utility token, and it will still be launched in 2024 as well. What can I do with the rewards token? For e.g. trade them. Yeah, the rewards token, the XNDE token, it will be listed, as I said. We hope at least so. Again, no promise here. And yeah, you can trade it. You can use it in DeFi. You can lend it out. You can provide liquidity and earn on trading fees if you're the one providing liquidity. You can sell it, you can buy it, you can do anything that's possible on Solana in the DeFi universe, and all with really low fees. One thing that Solana is known for. Michael, will we have more DAO proposals coming up? They will be only for XAND holders, right? Not XNDE holders. So we will have a separate DAO for XNDE. And the XNDE DAO is for the liquid staking pool, and the XAND DAO is for the XAND token, which is the storage layer. And yeah, with the storage layer, we're in that development architecture phase. Again, read that preliminary technical documentation out there. But as of now, most of the DAO proposals are regarding the Devnet incentives, as you see. And for the XNDE DAO, yeah, there will be some proposals there for governance of the rewards token and the liquid staking pool. All right, wonders of the world. I was thinking more of those interested in buying and operating a pNode. You say we need 10,000. I am aware of the storage requirements. I was thinking more of those. Oh, the market for. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I hope we find enough people to buy the pNodes, but I guess like once they're out and you can really run them and stuff like that, there will probably be a lot of people. We have quite a large email list and approaching the 1,800 or so on our Discord. So, and the price of a pNode won't be crazy. So, yeah, I hope we will get a few of these, and I'm not sure if 10,000 was the correct number. I think to get started, like 1,000 of these would be okay in the DevNet, and then to go live at some point 10,000. And you know, when there are some apps out there, we would probably need hundreds of thousands. And you know, once it really takes off and we have a lot of these larger apps that are now Web 2 apps being built on Web 3, then likely we need millions of pNodes on the world. Yeah, but that's all a process, right? It can all grow as we go, and there's, you know, growth on several levels. And yeah, I keep hitting my plane here. So yeah, we can just grow as we want. Yeah, but thanks for clarifying what you meant with buying and operating a pNode. Yeah, I hope we'll find a few, right? Okay. Good. Yeah. So that was it. Where are we? It's almost been an hour. So if there are no more questions, I would just say thank you for all the participation today again, and see you back in the next AMA. And yeah, if there's anything you forgot, just put it in the comments of this video, and catch you guys later. Peace.